If we had a time machine and we could pick up some people from the Victorian or Edwardian eras and drop them here today, they would have absolutely no problem making their way around. They would recognize everything because this area wasn't really touched by earthquake or fire. And so it has an old, historic, but small town neighborhood feel. And all of the shops and bodegas are still where they were at the turn of the century. So today we're going to get a sense of the people of the NOPA by visiting some of the shops and bodegas to get a real feel about the NOPA neighborhood. I'm Bonnie Spindler, the Victorian specialist, and I'm here today with the American Dream. So the real name of this bodega is Home Service Market, but we all just call it George's. And this is George. So this family has owned and run this business for how long?
30 years.
Yeah.
30 years. So as long as I've lived here.
Yeah.
A long time.
Yeah. So
I had no gray hair when I got here. I have no hair.
Yeah.
You're next.
I was still in diapers when I got here.
Anyway, so this is part of what makes our neighborhood special.
Thank you.
We appreciate that.
All right.
So this is Central Coffee Tea, and we just call it Ali's.
Hi.
This is Ali.
Hello.
He's been here 29 years. Another example why NOPA is such a great small town. So one of the things I love about my neighborhood is that we have our very own Pilates studio. Now, everybody's got a yoga studio, everybody's got a coffee shop, but not every neighborhood has its very own Pilates studio. So today we're gonna go inside and talk to the owner, Alesha, of Studio Evolve, and she's gonna tell us all about Pilates.
Hey, good to see you.
Wow, the place looks amazing.
Oh, thank you.
A lot of people may not know about Pilates. How did Pilates start?
Pilates been around for about 100 years now, and Joe Pilates kind of started to cultivate this in World War I and just working with people that were ill, bedridden. He was allowed to work with them as long as they stayed in bed. So he just started using springs and the bed springs and everything to start to work with them and get them mobile, and just had a lot of success.
So this one's called the Reformer.
Uh-huh.
All right, and you can do almost everything on all of these various pieces of equipment.
Right, right. They all kind of have like little subtleties that they teach. And Joseph Pilates really kind of took from so many modalities. I mean, he was, swimming, martial arts, gymnastics, yoga, and then the machinery that he built was really just to, enhance that movement. Anyone that's done mat Pilates knows it's darn hard. And it's not just a little stretching class. And so some of this stuff on the equipment is gonna be easier, and some of these stuff is gonna be harder.
So how did you get into Pilates?
Well, I first got into it from a mountain bike injury, and it was just kind of happenstance. I just got really lucky getting into it. It's many years ago. I mean, I do still do a little racing, but back in the day. I hurt my back pretty bad. Someone had told me about Pilates. I mean, this was 30 years ago, so I was in my 20s, and Pilates just wasn't the common, practice. There wasn't even one in the town that I was in. But I mean, I just pretty much had hearts in my eyes the first time I had my Pilates.
Well, thank you so much for giving us the tour and history of Pilates.
Yes.
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome anytime.
Pop it.
As you can see, the NOPA neighborhood is largely Edwardians and Victorians, and it really has the same kind of small town feel as it likely did at the turn of the century. Bodegas, small shops, and small businesses interspersed amongst Victorians and Edwardians. Thank you so much for joining me again for this tour. I'm Bonnie Spindler, the Victorian specialist, and I'll see you again next month.